Hi everyone, my name is Chelsea. Welcome to Little Mountain Ranch. I am happy to have you here with us this morning. So I went out this morning to check on Thistle. Thistle is my dairy cow. She is a heifer, so this is the first time she has had a calf, so technically she's not a cow yet. She's due any second. So I went out to check on her this morning and I cannot find her anywhere. And when I mean anywhere, I mean I literally went through the entire pasture where she is, up in behind this cabin here. My kids and I lined up across the top and we fanned the whole entire thing down. We cannot find her anywhere. It is not uncommon for cows to go off on their own to calve. In fact, that's what they prefer. They'll usually find a thicketed area where it's hard to see them and hard to find them to have their calves. So the whole entire reason why I put Thistle up in this pen is because it's really easy to find cows up in this pen. It's very open. It's not a huge pen. She was still able to be out with the rest of the cows, which kept her stress level down, which is always important at the end of pregnancy for any type of mammal. And also, like I said, it's easy to find the cows up there. I just went and searched that entire pen and I cannot find her anywhere. Right now, what I'm looking for is my quad. Where is my quad? And it is possible that I missed her when I was up there searching around, but not very likely because I really did walk back and forth across the entire pen. So I did find a spot where the fence was down enough that she could have potentially stepped over it, which is why I'm looking for my quad right now and I am not finding it. Oh, there it is. And I'm going to take the quad up and go see if I can find her. Our whole family is out hunting for her right now, and I am very hopeful that one of us finds her because it's pretty much a guarantee she's calving at this point. Otherwise, she would be with the other cows. So the other cows are right over here. Thistle is nowhere to be found here. So I'm keeping my eye out in this pasture. This is the pasture that I had the cows in before I moved them up to that pasture. Because she's really comfortable over here, it's possible that, is that her? Hang on one sec. Sadly, no, just a stump. But she's comfortable in this pen, so it's possible that she somehow broke into it. So we'll give a run through that one too and see. But right now I'm going up to the area where the fence is down and kind of go across where I can see there's a little bit of a path from, it could be wildlife, it could be from cows, I don't know, and hopefully find her up there. If this was a cow that I knew well, we've only owned this cow for a couple of months, and she had calved before and was experienced, I wouldn't really be worried about it at this point. But because she's a heifer and this is the first time she's ever calved, I just want to make sure that she has any help if she needs it. Most of the time cows do perfectly fine on their own without any issues, but I really like to keep an eye on them if they are first timers. I'm so frustrated that I didn't block that fence line a couple of days ago and saw that spot that is down, but that kind of thing just happens sometimes on a farm. We're gonna do one more sweep of the big pen up here, which is where she really should be. And it is possible we missed her when we did it earlier. I'm just gonna take a buzz down the driveway and go up to by where our spring is, because there was a spot there that the fence was just weak. I can't see her trying to push through a fence with that huge udder on her, but I guess anything's possible. I'm sure she's gonna show up by this afternoon if we don't find her with the calf, but I'd sure feel better about it if I knew where she was. I've decided to bring my phone and use my phone for filming this so I don't have to carry my big camera around as I'm traipsing through the forest. I know she's out here, it's just a matter of where. One of my adult sons is home right now and he's going to take the quad out and do a sweep of the whole property because I just don't think she's in here. I have scoured this pasture. I guess it's possible that she's laying down in an area like this and just in labor, and I just can't see her because she's laying down. She is really dark brown, almost black, which can be a little bit harder to see. I'm kind of kicking myself for not putting her in the pen beside the barn, but that pen is in kind of rough shape right now, and it really needs to be scraped out and cleaned. And I honestly thought she'd be fine up here because it is a relatively small pen. It's probably less than 10 acres of land, and I've had cows calve in here for years. So still no thistle though. So now we've done the north pasture, we've done the upper half of the west pasture, we've gone down the south side up to the spring, and also done the front meadow. Doesn't leave a lot of other options. So as if things were not exciting enough, I just checked the weather forecast and we have a severe thunderstorm watch for the latter part of today, and I certainly want to find that cow and likely calf now at this point before the storm hits. Usually storms here are fairly intense and short. They usually only last a maximum of kind of like 20 minutes or so. But even still, a new calf in a storm is not ideal. It is now 3:30 and we have still not found the cow. So I decided to come up to just about the very top of the property so you can see how high up we are, because I cannot for the life of me fathom where else she could possibly be at this point. But one good thing that came out of me coming all the way up here is that I forgot that we actually had fence posts going all the way along this part of our property. So our property actually still goes up quite a ways up the mountain that way, but this is high enough up that if we were to restring the fencing, we took this down to do some logging up here about 5 or 6 years ago, then we could actually have this whole entire area for pasture, which for a year like this, when the ground is so dry, would really be great. I just heard somebody yell from down there, and it sounded like a "Mom, come quick" type of yell. So maybe they found her. Let's go find out. They found her! So we were on the right track to begin with.
I found her.
Yep.
Doing?
Like mooing?
Yeah.
This is so great. I'm so... Where is she? Oh, Honey's out here. Here's Thistle. So she literally just had this calf not long ago because she is eating her afterbirth. Hi, Thistle. Hi, how are you? You're beautiful. Are you a girl baby or a boy baby? You're a girl baby. That's so exciting. Oh my goodness, you guys, this is basically my dream calf right here. She looks so much like Honey. Hi, little girl. How are you? Oh my gosh. Look at that. So remember how I said this was the year of the bull calves? Well, this absolutely gorgeous little girl is a heifer. I'm so excited. So what we're gonna need to do is wait until she's finished cleaning up her afterbirth over there. And then we're going to have to bring this little girl down. She's so beautiful. Yes, you did a wonderful job with that baby.
Oh, she had it right there.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? We came right by here.
Yeah.
With the quad.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you gonna get up, little one? Yeah. Come in. So it was exactly where I thought it was, with that fence part that's down over this way. So we were basically just a few feet away from her when actually I think I might have come right through here. I did. Look at this. I actually came right through this spot with the quad. So she must have literally just been out up this way a tiny little bit. So the reason that mamas will eat the placenta on the ground, I just kind of pushed her off it just now, trying to get her moved out of here, is to keep predators away. It's actually a safety mechanism, and plus the placenta has a ton of nutrients in it, so it gives them a little bit of a boost after they have a baby. So I'm just gonna wait till everybody comes up, and then we'll move the cows down together, because it's really hard to get through all of these little poplars that are in here. I also want to get them out of here because the flies in here are really bad, and there's fewer flies out where it's open. Okay, I have to head back through there to go get the quad, but we have a little lady here in the pen, mama in the pen, all of the rest of the cows in the pen. Looks like we beat the storm too, which is so great. I'm so relieved, you guys. Oh my gosh. One of the things that makes sharing, particularly about animals, challenging on YouTube is because sometimes on a farm, things don't end the way that you would want them to. Like in the case of fireweed, where no matter what we did, she didn't make it. And being vulnerable like that and sharing like that on YouTube can be really hard sometimes. But I also think it's important because it is a very real part of farming. I'm just really grateful that this was not that kind of situation. Got our quad, let's head back down to the ranch. Our little calf is now 2 days old, and yesterday morning when I went up on the hill to check on her and mama, she had gotten herself onto the other side of the fence again, away from her mom. And she had obviously not nursed all night long, so I was worried about her. And I brought her and her mama down to the pen beside the barn where my milking stanchion is. And when I went to help her nurse, one of her mama's teats, and I'll show you when we get her into the milking stanchion, actually split because it was so massively engorged. So I decided to milk her out yesterday morning. So puppy's having a morning frolic. The reason that I decided to milk the cow out, so Thistle out, is because she was just so massively engorged, and I was concerned that maybe that was why the calf wasn't able to nurse really well. It's just because her teats were so engorged. So I have some good news over here though. Hi guys, there they are. The baby is up. Maybe she's nursed. Let's see. Hi, sweet girl. How are you? Hi. Hi, sweetheart. So my goal with this calf is to make her as absolutely friendly as humanly possible. And I can see she's been pooping. So that is really, really, really good news. That means that she has probably been nursing. Have you been letting that baby nurse, Mama? I don't know if you can see down there. Can you see that crack on her teat? Oh, it just looks terrible. So I think that in all likelihood, she's probably not going to let that calf nurse off of that teat. So the chance of it developing a mastitis infection is pretty high. So I think what we're gonna do is get her in the milk stanchion and milk her out again. This calf is looking pretty good this morning though, so that lets me know that she's probably nursing. Hello. Let's see your belly. Your belly feels like it has a little bit of food in it, so that's good. Hi. And give her a really good scratch down. So every day that I come and see her multiple times a day, I'm just rubbing her all over, rubbing her on her tummy, rubbing her down by where her udder is, just so that she gets used to being touched all over her body by people. What about you? So surprisingly, this cow, who has been very, very sassy and not the friendliest cow in the world, as you can see, did great in the stanchion. She, oh, look. That's the wrong spot there, sweet girl. You need to turn around the other way. She did really, really good in the stanchion, and even her letting me scratch her like this is a huge improvement. And putting the milking machine on her was no issue at all. Oh my goodness. This puppy is so huge. Look at how big you are. Hi, guys. So some attempts are being made for nursing. Oh, I know, sweetie, that's your sore teat, isn't it? I wonder if we get her around the other side, if we might have more luck. We have a nursing baby. Oh my gosh. Dogs. No, go. I know, puppies in the pen by your baby is not a good thing. What a good girl. Yes, she is beautiful and you are doing such a good job. Nice job, honey. Oh, that makes me so happy. Yay! So what I'm happy about here is my preference is not to bottle feed my calves. They just do so much better when they're on their mamas like this. And now I don't have to worry about her at all. However, I really still want to get this cow into the stanchion and at least milk out that one teat that has the crack in it, because I know full well she's not going to want her baby with those teeth nursing off of that. So we may as well do the training now, right? So she has never been milked before because she's a heifer. This is the first time she's ever had a calf. Look at this. Can you believe this? One of the risks I would run if I didn't milk out that cracked teat right now is that number one, she could develop a mastitis infection, which is what I had mentioned earlier, but also that eventually if that teat does not get milked out, say it takes a couple weeks for it to heal, then it could actually dry up altogether and then she would only have 3 functioning teats. We have actually had that happen before a few years ago, so we don't want that to happen again. So we are going to get her in the milk stanchion, but we will definitely wait until this baby has had her breakfast. And by the way, we still don't have a name yet, so if you have any name suggestions, definitely let us know in the comment section. Because of the way that the milking machine works, it doesn't pull the same way that hand milking does. It kind of squeezes this way. So it's a lot more gentle on that cracked teat than it would be if I was to try to hand milk it out. So once this little girl has had her fill, she's still banging around down there. Once she's had her fill, then we will milk out this mama. So I wanted to show you something I just noticed with our calf's poo. You see how it's really runny and a little bit foamy? That is called scours, and it's a very common bacterial issue that can get up into the intestines of a little calf when they're small like this. So I do have something called a scours bolus, and it's just a little, well, it's a bolus, it's not little, that I can put down in her throat, and that usually clears it up right away. So I'm just gonna go grab that. Now, question is, are they in my shed where they're supposed to be? Okay, so it looks like my boluses are actually up in my medical bin. So we'll run up and grab those. And if I don't have them, I'll have to grab some when we go to town later. Good girl. What a good girl you are. This is what the applicator looks like. So the bolus just goes in the end there. And then once you put this down their throat, then you push on this and the bolus goes down. And these are the ones that I use. I'll show you what they look like. So you can see why we need that big applicator. That will clear the calf up in no time. She's such a good girl. I'm really happy with her. She's gonna make somebody a lovely milk cow. Who knows though, she is quite a lovely cow. So I don't need more than 2 milk cows, and now we're gonna have this little calf as my replacement heifer in a couple of years. So I really don't need a 3rd cow, although she has turned into such a sweet one. She'll make somebody a really nice family milk cow. It has turned into such a gorgeous day out here. So before we end today's video, I want to take you for a quick tour in the garden. We did get some rain, and now with the sun, the garden is just going to explode even more than it already has. I think this might be my favorite garden that I have ever had. Look at how lush everything is starting to look with all this rain, including the weeds, of course. And yesterday I actually harvested quite a few pickling cucumbers out of this patch. So we are going to be making pickles together very soon. The amount that I got wasn't a ton, so I'm just going to make some fermented pickles with those, and I'll show you how to do that. But once these really start coming out, we're gonna make mixed bread and butter pickles, which are our favorites. I love zinnia so much. Oh, look at that one. That's cute. I noticed some green bean flowers coming on. So everything is definitely a little bit late this year. Ooh, can't even fit down that way. We are starting to get flowers, which means beans are not far behind. There's a little volunteer tomato plant in there. Oh, look, we have squash. These ones actually got frost damage back at the beginning of June, and I didn't think I was going to see any squash. This one is a mini blue Hubbard squash. What else do we have in here? Any other squashes? Oh, there's some other little tiny baby ones. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot that I planted patty pan squash. This patty pan squash is called a starburst, and they're just so pretty. These ones I planted for my daughter-in-law because they are her favorite. Oh, we have some more squash over here. I don't recognize these ones. I think these ones were actually a yellow Hubbard squash. This was a plant that I got from the nursery. I wonder if I still have the tag in there somewhere. I don't see it in there, but that's what it looks like to me. Squash bring me so much joy. They are one of my very favorite things to grow. And it's exciting to see that I might get a few at least anyway. Certainly not the number that I normally get, but a few is better than none. Seems to be my mantra for my garden this year. I can see what we are going to be doing during our next video, getting all of this garlic harvested. All of the garlic that I planted for this year, all the garlic that I planted last year, which is this year's garlic, I saved from my own seed. And I may do that this year, but I think I'm going to order some more from, they're called, I think it's Reza Organic Garlic Seed Company in Boundary Country here in British Columbia. I ordered from them a couple years ago, and their garlic was absolutely fantastic, and they have tons of really cool varieties of garlic. Now is a really good time to start thinking about getting your garlic order in. For our area, we like to get our garlic planted out by around the second week of October at the latest, because then the ground starts freezing and they have to ship it and all of that. So it's a good idea to get your order done now. Oh, look, I didn't even notice this dill plant. That's very good timing because we are going to be making some dill pickles very soon. So these are the giant red acre cabbages, and I'm happy to see that they're actually growing fairly slowly because I don't want to pull these out of the garden until the end of September, because these are going to be going into my root cellar for storage for the winter. All my other cabbages are needing to be harvested right now. As you can see, this one just split, which means that most of the rest of these cabbages are going to start splitting. So I need to come and harvest all of these cabbages and get them preserved. I am going to be making some sauerkraut. Our sauerkraut up at the house is on day 5, I think, right now. And it's quite warm in the house, so it's getting ready, or it's fermenting really quickly. So I think it'll just go for 7 days. So I'll show you that. We are going to be making a ton of pickled coleslaw. My kids love it, so I'll be sharing that with you. And I'm also going to freeze dry a bunch of cabbage, which a lot of people have said works really well. I think these green acre cabbages are going to be absolutely enormous by the time they fully mature. Look at the size of that. And these beautiful cabbages have a while to go yet as well, so that's good. But definitely need to harvest all of the Copenhagen market cabbages. They need to come out of the garden in the next couple days, which means we are going to be processing a ton of cabbage. We're also going to make a whole bunch of cabbage rolls for the freezer. I've talked about this before, but we absolutely love cabbage rolls in our house. And with all this cabbage, we are gonna have to find things to do with it. I also have, I totally forgot that I planted these. This is a collard green, this one, and this one over here. And I think if I remember correctly, it's called a bunching collard green. And it is absolutely stunningly beautiful. So I'm gonna have to start preserving these as well. I'm just gonna blanch and freeze the collard greens. If anyone has any other ideas about what I could do with these, let me know. I definitely did enough cauliflower this year. Oh my gosh, lots of cauliflower. I've been freeze drying the cauliflower, just constantly running it through because I planted so much of it this year. I think I probably have another 15 heads or so of cauliflower to harvest as well. So the rest of today, I'm planning on getting the rest of the high tunnel done, so I'll be able to show you that in the next video. And then tomorrow, we're gonna do the big harvest on all of the cabbage, the rest of the cauliflower, and then start getting on to preserving all of it. So it's gonna be a huge preserving day tomorrow, which I'm looking forward to. Okay, just a quick wander through here, see what else we have to harvest. We're pretty much done with the raspberries. We might have a little bit to trickle in over the next little while. We got a ton of raspberries out of our raspberry patch this year, which is such a blessing, and I'm very happy about it because raspberries are one of my favorite fruits. I'm more of a berry person than I am, say, like an apple or an orange kind of person. I much prefer raspberries and blackberries and strawberries and cherries. All right, my friends, that is it for me today. I am so glad that everything worked out with Thistle and her calf. I could not be more thrilled with that sweet little heifer calf. What a lovely way to round out a difficult calving season for us here on our farm. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.